Imagine, take your wildest dream and make it a reality. Make it not a dream anymore. Make it something that's real. Bring it to fruition. Tell yourself you're a star.
Peace, peace, peace. Choose to inspire, not destroy podcast, and we're back.
Austin.
Yo, yo, yo. Choose to inspire, not destroy.
Peace, peace, peace. Choose to inspire, not destroy podcast, episode 22, and we're back. I got my guys with me, Rion, Kofi, I'm G, and we got a very special guest with us this time around, Mr. Lamar Ware.
Yeah.
Yes, a real good brother. He's fully inspired. He's a part of his own movement, and he's creating a situation that I think is very respectful. Something that I wanted to shout out. I wanted to sit down and kick it with him, pick his brain on what inspired him, what inspires him, and what is he willing to do to get to that goal, and just, pick the brain of the man. So, Lamar, what's up, man? How you doing, King?
How y'all guys doing? I'm doing good.
Good over here.
All right. Much respect, much respect.
Nice. Rion, Kofi, what's the deal, fellas? Welcome
I'm
back.
still
Welcome
riding
Same
that
old.
high off of that Nelly concert.
Yo, we not
Making
starting
sure
out.
my
We not starting out with no. All right, let's get straight down to business. So, I met this brother through social media. Lamar, shout out your social media real quick. I'm terrible with remembering stuff like that, but let's
My
make sure we
social
keep them in
media
the loop.
is, my regular account is lboogie85 underscore 85, but my brand is L Nose Kicks and Clothes. No S's, all Z's. So I'm gonna show y'all. I got a sticker if y'all can see it.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
All right.
That's dope.
Wait, I'm. That's your Instagram as well.
Yeah, that's my Instagram. L Nose.
You following them right now? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
what's up.
mean,
But all right, just to
just
give
don't
some
check.
context to the people out there. Hold up. I'm playing myself. I'm speeding because I'm
Yeah.
excited. Lamar, you're our
Yes,
first
sir.
official guest. That's not somebody who's directly connected with the show. So I'm all over the place. The peoples, the inspired, my fault. Pardon me. Let me shout you out like I usually would. If this is your first time here, thank you for giving us a shot. We appreciate you. We hope you leave inspired and you enjoy the content. If you've been
I
here
thank y'all
before,
for giving me the spot, man. This is crazy. I'm telling y'all, I was just talking to my girlfriend earlier. I was just like, yo, somebody to reach out to me and want to talk to me, that's crazy. I like it.
yeah. Nah, we want to talk to the people. We want to know what's going on in other people's lives and what they doing and what's happening with them. Why are they doing these things? We're not the only ones that's
Oh, for
feeling
sure.
inspired or whatever. So tell us about the brand a little bit first, so the people
All
have
right,
an
well,
idea.
I'm gonna go way back as far as eighth grade because that's my love for sneakers started in eighth grade, and I was collecting sneakers at a very young age, and graduated. Fast forward to now, I was just like, these kids out here is just like they need somebody or a store that could give them these sneakers at a better price. You come across StockX, go all of all the reselling brands, and they killing these kids for an arm and a leg. Like, you think these kids have this kind of money? They still in school. So this is where I come in. I buy the sneakers. I'll go through all the headaches traveling and getting these sneakers, and still give it to them for a fair price. Cause these are the kids that want to wear these sneakers instead of reselling them. Cause as you can see, the sneaker game is messed up. So like I said, fast forward today, this is what I do. I travel near and far to get these unreleased sneakers or rare sneakers and get them to the kids that want them, that want to wear them. but for a fair deal.
That's
Okay.
that's really
Yeah.
admirable
Yeah.
because I've tried the apps and I'm just like I can't believe I'm
Yeah.
wasting my time even doing this at this point. Like, let alone I don't even really wear sneakers like that. But it's there's some nostalgic ones that come out like, oh, this reminds me of eighth grade, and I can't even get
Exactly.
them.
Trust me. You got nowadays they got this bot. They got a like this bot that actually
Yeah.
they pay for on the and put it on they software and
Hmm.
they set it to where by the time the sneaker release, these bots are buying all the sneakers up. So then you got
Crazy.
these other people that are trying to buy that really want to wear them, can't get them. Now they on the resale market 3 times the price. Now and they like, I'm not trying to pay for that. And this
Yep.
is how my brand started because I'm like, I was that kid. I wanted all the Jordans. I wanted all the fly kicks. But I didn't have to go through this. I was telling G earlier, I was like, I didn't have to go through this. I remember
Waiting
taking
in
when we had
line.
raised foot scooters. I would take my scooter and go on the avenue and ride my scooter for 30 minutes looking for the sneaker. It took me 30 minutes to get a pair of sneakers. Now these kids is going weeks looking for a reasonable price to pay for these sneakers because they doubling and tripling the price on these sneakers.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I really realized what the sneaker game was about. This was like George. I think we were working together, and I was telling you at work when we were doing an overnight. Yo, I got to go to Nike Town because the 11 Concords are coming out. It was Christmas time one year.
Yeah.
I stood online and like I was like, what am I doing? And
Yeah.
then the GM of Nike Town in New York came out and was like, yo, this is the last one we're doing in person. Everything is moving to Twitter after this. And at that point, I was like, I'm never doing this again
Yeah. Yeah.
because I knew once I went to Twitter, that was it. Because
Yeah.
who's selecting the winners from the Nike account on Twitter? One, how many people are they selecting that they actually don't know? So like, and that's not to throw any shade at Nike, but like that's just the when I threw my hand up, it was like, nah, I'm either too old for this or this doesn't make
Exactly.
any more sense. And I was like, God, George, that had to be like 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. At a certain age, you kind of be like, you feel like you're playing yourself if you out there for days and hours waiting for some kicks. It's like I don't come from that. I come from even if I got to jump on a train going from downtown Brooklyn to 34th or to Queens or something. I'm cool with traveling, but I know I'm gonna get my kicks. I don't
Yeah.
want to have to pay double or a
Exactly.
crazy markup price 2 days later for some kicks that it's just not right to me. It's a killer to the sneaker game.
The last time I did that was 2006 when I stood outside in Harlem for the Great Fives the whole night, and I didn't even get a pair. I go
Yeah.
to downtown Brooklyn and had to pay 250, which was like an extra $75, but I was good with that. Now if these sneakers sell out, these kids got to pay an extra 200, extra $300.
It's crazy.
And if it's exclusive, they really price gouging. You see
Yeah.
like the sneakers on StockX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
big business. It's
it's
big
a
business, man.
it's a big business, but like I said, this is where I come in for the little guy. I'm gonna help you. If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. And that's my goal. That's my goal. Not
Nah, that's
even
really fire. That's really fire. I respect it, and
Yeah.
I've honestly low key seen it from when you were kind of just talking about it, and it was like, oh, I
exactly.
want to have a sneaker store. I'm trying to start a sneaker business. All of
Yeah,
this stuff to like, oh wait, he getting some kicks now, and he moving some kicks. He
yeah,
taking trips or whatnot, and then it's like, oh, he got a website. Like, all right, he got some paperwork. He's building a brand. He's really inspired in what he's doing. So that's why I wanted to have you on here, dog, because I respect that. I gotta respect the man that's chasing something that's important to
of
him,
course.
and he's trying to do it with some sort
Something
of
I'm so
integrity.
passionate about. I was telling my girlfriend because she's like, I'm not too fond of kicks. That's your thing, but I'm gonna support you. And as she's seen it, the progress, she's like, you know what? I could get with this.
Yeah,
She even got her first pair of Jordans. She don't wear Jordans. She got her first pair of Jordans. She
yeah, you
loves them.
putting her on. See,
Yeah,
she's
she loves them.
inspired
She
too
loves them.
now.
But she's like, now I'm gonna move over. I need some pair of Yeezys now. Work on those. We're gonna get a couple of those. But I seen
Yeah.
I seen the growth within the year. Like he was saying, I was just on Facebook, just like I need to do something, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start reselling sneakers for a good deal. And then I'm like, maybe I could move it up to a website. Now, 1 year later, I have my website going. It's
So
a
man, that's very
progress.
That's what's up.
inspiring.
It's a
Word, word.
progress, but I
Yeah.
love it. I love the progress. You can't, no progress, no struggle without, a win.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
ain't
Yeah,
afraid of the
yeah,
work. I ain't afraid of the work.
and everything is gradual. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You know, how
It,
some people just want to skip the process, jump to the
mm-hmm,
winnings.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
ain't afraid of the work. I'll do the work. I'll do the work.
So
That's what's
That's
up.
fire. That's fire. Yo, I wish I had like gunshots or some
I know, right? Get the
some
a
horn.
sort of
soundboard.
a sound effect. I'm gonna
Get the
put
horn.
something in there when you
Yeah, get
you
the horn.
going
Drop
off
the
and you're
bombs.
doing your
What
thing.
flex at?
Yeah, yeah. The energy is definitely exactly what was needed for this type of episode, man. I appreciate you joining us. I appreciate you just being tuned in and thinking that we got something worth you spending some time with and kicking
Yeah,
it with us. And
of course,
I'm
man. I,
glad we
you
giving
know,
off that type of energy and that
I'll
type
come
of
back
vibe.
again if y'all want me. Shoot me. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing.
That's so.
That's what's up.
Ain't no thing.
Yeah, yeah. All right, but so the question of the day is: would you rather live with regret or disappointment? And
Um,
I just want to know. It's a tough one, but to each zone, and we here to listen and just pick each other's
I
brains. So what's up?
I'll go with disappointment for the simple fact I can't live with regret. Regret, I can't. I'll be disappointed at myself if I came this far and just quit it all when I got people, looking up to me. I got my kids looking up to me like, you know, I was telling you a couple days ago how I'm gonna make another shirt, but I'm gonna involve my oldest daughter, have her design the shirt. So whatever proceedings I make, she's gonna get a percentage of that. So she
That's
can
dope.
know what it's like to own, to have your own and be your own
Teach them
boss.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she's
dope.
14. Get her up, get her ready for that, for the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that growing up. So now that I understand the concept of it, I'm not gonna let her fall into that same category. I'm gonna start her early. I'm gonna start my youngest one into when she start comprehending it, and we're gonna build the brand here. They're gonna be bosses before they even 18.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's
You really
That's
fire.
dope.
planning that.
That's
Yeah.
fire. That's fire. Word.
That would be stingy of me not to set them up for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm really about, right? It's not even the money. It's the letting them see that you don't have to work for somebody. You can work for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Believe in yourself, man. You
Yep,
passing something. You passing on pride and will to them, and that's very
exactly.
important. It's very important that it's coming from you, their father. I mean, it's someone that they hold in such high regard, and you giving them some value, King. So respect to you on that,
Yeah.
man. For real, for
Thank
real.
you,
Yeah,
thank you. So yep, that's my goal. It's not even money. Money's not even the goal. The goal is to set something up for my kids where when I'm gone, they have that option to work for somebody or work for themselves. So
yeah.
I can dig it. So we got one for disappointment, fellas. What's going on? What's going
I'll go
on?
All
next. I got
right,
it.
go ahead.
Um, I think you need to have both. Honestly, I think, and I think it depends on um, where you're where you are in life or what you're applying it to. So, an example, right? Of course, you don't want to live with any regrets, right? But at work, if you are in a position where you have to, let's say, forecast, figure out how much you think something is going to sell, right? Sometimes you have to read the tea leaves, and as painful as it may be, you have to live with some of that regret by reading the tea leaves and following through with what you have in front of you. you'll still have some of that. Oh man, I regret not pushing it because maybe they could have been wrong.
Yeah.
But the science and the numbers tell you that this isn't going to work. You know, and there's those little instances that you can probably find throughout, even through your personal life, where you're like, I wanted to, I regret not doing this, to the max, but my body was telling me I couldn't, like, it wasn't going to be able to make it past that, right? And the ones that are successful, in like the example about your body, right? Like you hear Michael Jordan talk about all the time, he pushed his body beyond its limits, right? If he wasn't successful, right, he probably wouldn't have any regret, but he'd be disappointed. But then there were plenty of other people, I feel like, that probably were in his shoes, that took the other route and regretted it, but also could have ended up hurt, but didn't, but regret not pushing themselves further. So it's that weird combination of, you could regret something, and then had you tried to follow through on it, it could have resulted in something that you weren't even expecting in a negative way. So I feel like there's the balance between the two. It's, life is math. There's a balance to both sides of the equation, and there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But for the most part, I would rather live with disappointment, right? Try as much as you can. Yeah. And I think that's what we tell ourselves growing up. But I think as we get older, we really start to understand that, you gotta have a little regret in your life.
I can dig it. I don't know. You kind of tiptoeing on the fence with that one for me, bro.
If you don't like that, then you ain't gonna like mine.
All right. Well, go ahead. Let me see, cause I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, Lamar. I don't know how we should feel about that one right there. But
hey, that's that man's.
That's that man's opinion. All right, yeah, you right. All right, my fault, Kofi. Respect, King. I'm sorry. Lamar, good looking out. You fitting in right? You fitting in good around here, man. You letting me know to just let that man have his opinion. Thank you. I need that sometimes. Go ahead, Rion. What's up, man? What you got?
So I kind of agree with Kofi to an extent, meaning like you have to have both. You can't live. It kind of goes hand in hand to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes you regret certain things and you're disappointed. It depends on the topic. Like sometimes you regret certain things and then you're disappointed that you let that thing happen. Also sharing regret, and vice versa. I feel like it depends on the topic because certain regrets I could get over. Like myself, like I regret certain things, but I get over it. Same thing as the disappointment. So disappointment I could get over. It's just depends on the topic. Now, if I, just like Lamar stated, if it's like a family member or my daughter grows up and she's disappointed in me, or I did something that's like disappointing, I don't think I can get over that. If I disappointed my girlfriend, my mother, like close loved ones, it's gonna hurt more. I don't think I get over that. Same thing with regret. You know what I mean? Like I think it goes, it plays on the topic and it plays hand to hand. It's not to say I could live with more, because I get over certain things. I regret not following my field, but when I look at my field, I'm over it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I get over like the art field. Like it's not gonna pay me what I'm getting paid now. I'm sorry, my daughter is like back and forth.
Nah. Let me. All right, hold. So can I file a disclaimer real quick for the people, Rion? Because it's funny that you even just said that, though, in the middle of what you were saying. Look, Rion is in another coast. The time is 3 hours apart. So when it's late here, it's still fairly early there. He's a father. He's a parent. He's a responsible individual. He's a strong king, and he's doing what he got to do to be here with us when we need to record, when we need him to be to record. So please pardon us if Queen Phoenix is in some of the shots. She's with us, though, Go ahead, Rion, man. We got you.
Yeah, so basically, I kind of agree with Kofi, and I kind of think it's the topic, like, or the subject, or whatever you're going through in life. Certain regrets you get over, certain disappointments you can get over, and then some of them you can't, depending on who you're disappointed, depending on what it's. I think it goes hand in hand. It's like the yin and yang type thing.
Nah, I can't live with one regret. Nah, you're not. I let Kofi rock with it, and then I let Lamar be like, yo, that's that man opinion, but I can't let two rock like that. Like, come on, man, you tiptoeing the line.
No, because like I said, my background is art, right? Mm-hmm. My background is art.
Go
right?
there. Go there.
You
That's what
know,
I want to
my
talk about.
background is art. Very
Hold
into
up.
art.
Hold up, Rion. Let me
And, you
make you the
know,
big screen. Go ahead. Put it up again.
no, like I said, I'm art. You see my drawing board down here. Everything is art. From the very beginning, I went to art school, right?
Yeah.
Do I regret? But I'm not. That's not my field. That's not what I'm in. That's not my career right now, right? Do I regret not following something that I love? In a sense, I do. Meaning, I could be doing something that I love, and I'd be happy every day. But then I also look at the financial and economical standpoint of the art field, and it's not conducive to living a certain life, especially if you want a decent family and you have to get way up there in a certain art field in order to be doing what I'm doing right now, right? And a lot of these things come on like contractual basis, unless you're working for a big market company or a big game company. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I regret not doing something that I love in a sense, but I was able to get over it because I understand what it takes to make it in life in a sense. You understand what I mean? Like, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing now with what I'm. You shaking your head.
Nah.
Let me hear this.
Nah.
Let me
Go
hear.
ahead. All right,
Yeah, go
Lamar.
ahead.
I'm gonna put Lamar on the spot. Lamar, what do you
All right,
think,
go
man?
ahead.
What do you think? How that sound to you?
Um, it sounds like he kind of tiptoeing as well.
Thank you. He tiptoeing the line,
But
bruh.
once again, that's that man
That's that
opinion.
man opinion. All right,
So, but
yeah.
G, before you go, let me. So, as you guys were talking, I was thinking about Richard Branson, right? Everybody familiar with Richard Branson, right?
Yeah,
Dude that owns pretty much Virgin everything, right?
yeah.
I'm sure he regrets not doing what he did to get where he is earlier in life, right? But the fact that he didn't has put him where he is now. So I'm sure he has a level of regret. Like, man, I wish I did this 20 years ago because I would have been on the moon by now and I would have owned Jupiter, right? But the fact that he didn't put him exactly where he is now, right? Who knows if he would have did or tried to do the things that, propelled him to the level that he's at now or to the point where he owned Virgin Megastore and all the Virgin subsidiaries that it would have actually panned out. So I'm sure in his mind he regrets not doing it earlier, but maybe the cards weren't aligned for him at that point. Maybe
Exactly.
My
the
issue
person that
is, how do
he
you get over regret? Is it truly regret if you can get over it so easily? That's my issue. I'm not saying
I think so.
I'm not
I think
saying
so.
y'all
I
eventually
wrong.
think
comes
there's
to
a
a
degree
point, man.
to all
Eventually,
these things.
Nah, I feel like
Yeah, I
regret
think there's a
regret
degree
for
to
me
certain things.
is the extreme. It's like it's the ultimate. Like I don't want anything other than that. That's how I'm looking at it.
Uh huh.
So
Nah,
I guess I
that's
could get maybe what.
see.
Well, that's my opinion. Then, like Lamar said,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's that
exactly.
man
That's what
opinion.
I'm saying.
That's
That's
my
your
opinion.
opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's like when people be like, how you got over your true love. You could get over love. You could get over heartbreak. It takes time, and each person develops a different type of level that you probably have to take time to get over. But you can get over that. You know what I mean? So
I get
we're
it,
looking at it
man.
at the
All
extreme.
of those but I look at it like your art, dog. Like if you're blessed with something, if there's something special about you, like you could really do something and you don't do it, how do you not regret pursuing that? That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not looking
because
at it from the
because
reality. I
it's
get the
like I
reality.
lost it.
I get the
Nah,
reality.
I get what
Yeah,
you're saying.
You get what I'm
Because,
saying, right?
yeah, as like,
yeah.
for instance, I played ball since sixth grade, and I played high school ball. I got hurt back in 2010, tore my ACL. I couldn't play the same. It still messes with me here and there, but I never really got over it. So I understand what he's saying.
It's the ultimate. I'm not saying that I don't get where you coming from, because naturally you want to be able to take
Just
care of
give
your
a
family and maintain the
yeah,
type of lifestyle that you need to maintain, but inside, you know what I mean? When you break it down to that essence, to like, yo, I love this. This
yeah,
is something that was given to me and it's mine, and I can't have it the way that I want it. How do you not regret that? I can't
because
I can't live
so,
with that. That's what I'm saying. There is no
because
getting
I
over
learned to
regret.
love multiple things. Meaning, I love the fact that I'm able to make my family happy and provide in a certain aspect that I wouldn't be able to provide if I
Respect.
just made myself happy. You
Respect.
understand what I mean? One of them is my hobby, and my and what was catered to me. I didn't lose my art perspective. I just lost being in the field, and that would have made me happy to sit down every day and sit here and draw and be part of either comics or video games and things like that. But then there's a greater part of certain things in life that also wanted that I wanted that I knew I wouldn't have been able to do. If I didn't go another route, I still didn't lose it. I'm still here, dabbling a little bit in certain things, and I wasn't taught it, so it's always ingrained with me. It's nothing that I learned from anyone. I just always had it. So, like I said, to me, it's levels to it. So that's how I'm able to live with it, and it's not one of those dramatic shit. Like if my daughter was disappointed in me when she gets older and she didn't want to talk to me, that would be a level that you're talking about. That shit would be, you know,
I get it.
traumatizing.
I get
Yeah.
it. Respect.
Well,
Respect.
let me throw this question out to the group. So one of the ways I think I deal with it is I, or at least I notice when I'm, I guess, getting over it, you can say the regret turns to disappointment. And what I mean by that is you can regret something in the moment. So Lamar, take you for example, right? Like you the example you gave about basketball. You regret not pursuing it, and I'm sure when you start to get over it, or some of the ways you deal with it, is you probably started regretting whatever move you made, right, to tear your ACL,
Oh,
right?
definitely, definitely.
Mhm.
But then,
There's
do
a lot of
you?
things factor in it. Like,
But then, is that actual regret, or is it? Do you start to say, "I'm disappointed in myself for maybe not stretching enough that day, or making a move that I don't normally make"?
well, I
That
think
was the
the
catalyst to.
disappointment turned into regret.
Oh,
The
so the other way.
disappointment. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
I told you, you
Yeah.
live hand in
Yeah.
hand.
Cause I gotta put a buzzer on that analogy, Kofi. That was a terrible analogy. Nah, man, you ain't gonna
Oh, all
regret
right. Let
making
me
a
let me
move.
hit him. Let me hit
Like
Lamar
yo,
on that.
Lamar, you might not want to tell him, but I'm gonna tell him, dog. Like, nah,
Wait,
I ain't break
wait,
it down that far
wait.
to
Let me
that
hit
the
Lamar
move
on
I
one another one then.
did.
Let me hit Lamar on one then. All right, Lamar. Let's say you were a great basketball player, right?
Okay.
Right? You tore your ACL, right? Let's say you're a great basketball player and that continue to be. Do you think you would be where you're at right now if you continue to play basketball because it gave you another way to look at things, and now you created this company and this brand, for yourself, your daughter. Would you have been able to travel back and forth? Would you have the time to put in or would you have been focused and fixated on basketball? You know what I mean? Like there's two ways the
Probably,
cards would have been dealt.
I probably with the best. If I pursued it that far, I probably
and
wouldn't
and
have
you
had the
didn't get your
time.
ACL torn, and it was
Yeah,
just.
I probably wouldn't have the time, but probably afterwards, because sneakers and basketball go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But sneakers and black
Yeah.
culture goes hand in hand. Not just basketball, hip hop, But
That
what you just said is that you didn't have the time. You probably wouldn't have the time,
I wouldn't
right?
have the time. No, I probably wouldn't have.
Exactly. But aren't you happy with what you're putting in now? This company, you're teaching your daughter, you're teaching yourself. You are making things for underprivileged kids. You are providing all these things and other type of happiness because yeah, you see where I'm going with this.
I'm
Look
about
at
to
you,
hit you with a buzzer.
no, no, you can't. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Without that, you gained another. You regret that, but you gained another source of happiness in a sense.
another
So that's why I said
perspective.
it plays hand in hand.
It
Like this
does.
is.
Nah, I
But
get
then
it.
again, like I could go. That's your opinion, bro.
That's
Like,
your opinion.
Listen,
Exactly.
listen.
That's
I'll
your
leave you with
opinion.
one
some people
last
gonna be
jewel.
like, nah.
I'll leave you with one last jewel. On a serious note, so I regret having a disagreement with my mother 3 days before she passed away. I'm slowly processing it, but I'm always going to be disappointed in myself for doing that.
Hmm.
See, and that's one of those things where I talk about the topics and the level of it. That's one of those high points.
Yeah.
Family. That's one of those high points. Other regrets and disappointments, but I get where Kofi is going.
Yeah. 100%. Kofi, that was you still got the buzzer for the other one, but you just came through with a real powerful bomb, brother.
It
Like,
cancels it out.
yeah, all right, yeah,
I don't like to do
yeah.
that
You're
all the time.
fair. You're fair, Lamar.
It
You're
cancels that
fair.
out.
Wait, but you ain't
Oh
answered,
man.
G.
Yo, for
Yes, I
me,
did.
I'm chasing disappointment, dog. Like I got enough regret, man. It's been enough things that I feel like I could have done, I should have done, I've wanted to do that I let them fade away. You know what I mean? I didn't pursue them. I sabotaged myself. I didn't think that I was capable of achieving a certain type of energy. You know what I mean? Like I just was in a completely different place. So when you stuck in that place for so long and you finally start to see the light a little bit, it's like you want a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Like I want to try everything. I want to present myself in a whole new light. Yeah, I want to take them steps.
Nah, this is tiptoeing. That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
tiptoeing
You
the
gotta
line. Nah, I'm not
yeah, you
tiptoeing
gotta
the line. I'm
elaborate.
letting you know,
You
like,
said you
yo, I'd
chasing
rather live
disappointment.
with disappointment than regret. 100%. I don't need no more regret. I'm done with regret. It
So
doesn't matter what it is. Especially with
what did you
this,
regret? What do you regret?
100%. What do I regret?
Yeah, because we all shared something that we regret or disappointed and things. That's why I said you were tiptoeing, because you
Yo,
just picked
the
one.
crazy thing is one of my biggest regrets is it would probably seem small or minor to somebody, but for me, like I used to play ball too when I was younger, and it was really important to me, man. Like I loved playing ball, and I had a group of friends that I played
Could
with.
I file a disclaimer really quickly?
Yeah.
I don't really know about that ball playing
Oh, I killed
because
you. I didn't kill.
me and him were playing ball. He
Yo,
wasn't really
I'm
that
gonna
nice,
insert
but
the
it
footage
is what it
somewhere
is.
at the
I'm sorry.
end
I
of me
just
killing Rion and him looking crazy on the sideline. But it was a time where like that was all I did. That was all we did. We just played ball, and I was playing ball in school, and we were doing really well. Like the team, it went from being trash to now we're actually good. We making the playoffs. We going a little further. And my senior year, I stopped playing. I quit the team. Just going through stuff at home, being not being guided properly as a child at that age, needing some sort of real structure and guidance as to what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't have that. So I stopped playing ball. And that year they played in Madison Square Garden for the championship.
So I got something quick to say.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you know George,
Yeah.
but when you was playing for Cleveland, I came to one of your games. That was the first time I seen you play. Because actually, I went to go see Pavel play. I went to go.
Word.
Yeah, I met Pavel at the local YMCA, and we used to play in the YMCA tournaments. And Pavel was like, "Yo, you so good. Why you never play for Cleveland?" And I was like, "I'm playing at I was playing at John Adams High School."
Yeah.
So he was like, "Come out to the game. We've been getting better." So I remember seeing you, Pavel, Keith, and I forgot the other dude name. And I was like, "Yo, y'all really killing out here.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
was really killing."
but
Yeah.
the bench was really warm.
No, I'm about a couple years younger than them, so it's like this. I'm like playing JV at the time, so I'm like, "Yo, these dudes is killing." I'm like, and I'm playing in John Adams, which is in Queens. I'm like, we may have to play these guys.
Yeah.
I go
Yeah.
back, I'm like, "Yo, you got to tighten up. You got to play these dudes. These dudes is good." And
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah.
Pavel at that time to me was like the ultimate point guard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will play Pavel every time I see him. Like, I gotta get good because
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you one day.
Yeah, nah, P is a killer. P is my young boy though. So
Yeah,
I used to put it in, and it was important to me. It was important to us. Like those guys that you name, and those are my brothers. Like to this
yeah,
day, we still in touch. And to see them go somewhere without me, with a team that I helped build, like this team was trash before we started
yeah,
playing there, and we was a part of the progression and them getting good, and
yeah.
it was
So what
just
was the reason
crazy.
you quit? Why did you
Huh?
quit?
I didn't hear you, Rion.
So why did you quit? You
Just
said you
yo,
quit.
honestly, my sister husband took that from me, dog. He stole that. Like he started telling her that I wasn't playing ball and I was out doing other stuff. And when you on a team, you don't gotta play and practice every day the way I was doing. So I wasn't getting no burn. My coach was like, "Yo, you don't be here. You can't play and you're not here. Like you get busy, but what do you think this is? How would that look to the other guys?" So I wasn't really getting no playing time after a certain point. I went from being the starter to coming off the bench, and it's like, oh nah, this is not me. This don't feel right. It was
I
just
ask you a
it was
question,
real
another question.
frustrating.
How was your attitude then when you were playing ball?
What do
Because
you
I'm gonna
mean?
ask, like your development. You're like, what age were you?
16, 17, 18.
6. I mean, so I'm
Yeah.
asking you because this what we're doing now is one of your passions, right?
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
this is one of your passions, and
100%.
the same thing I hit Lamar with. Do you think you would have gotten to that development? Do you remember? I remember talking to you in the very beginning. You were like, "Yo, you regret not starting this earlier," but you weren't in the mind space, or what do you call it? And you wanted to start this years prior, right? Do you think you would have went through the trials, tribulations, all that stuff to guide you here, where you're reaching multiple people? Same thing as Lamar. He's reaching multiple people. Maybe that wasn't. See, sometimes you have to look and say, was that really a regret, or was that like a gift? Because before you and Lamar would have been living for self, but now you guys are contributing to everybody else. Now, if you had continued that whole ball thing, would it have guided you here? Could you really say that's a regret, or was it a gift in the making?
I feel
That's
like
actually a good point.
I feel
That's
like
actually a
it's
good point.
a different path that God chose.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I could live with that. All right. So you
Yeah.
know what? You're right, fellas.
All right,
You
we can
got
answer
me.
what your
You got me. It's more than an opinion. It's a good opinion. All right, I
yeah,
could live with that. So everything happens for a reason. That's what we sticking with.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Nice.
like there's a balance, and there's a yin and yang, regret and disappointment. They can live with each other, but there's degrees to it. There's Kofi's degree, which is the same thing when I establish if your loved ones are disappointed at you, where it's like that's gonna live with you forever, right? And then there's one of those jobs and these things that you can always overcome. You know what I mean? You can always overcome being down and out as long as you have the mindset that you're not gonna stay at that level. You know,
Yeah.
so there's levels to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a perfect show for you to watch that'll help you understand regret and disappointment. Marvel's What If. Did you see something like that? Did you? Like
I knew
nobody.
it was gonna be
Yo.
something.
Yo.
Did you
I'm gonna
see
put
What
a
If?
big
Oh
like
gosh.
subscribe symbol over your face on that part and do a voiceover. I don't even know what you're talking about, Rion.
I
You
knew
damn
something
near.
was coming in. I
Yeah,
knew it was
yeah.
coming in
All right,
soon.
see,
Check it
we
out.
got company, Kofi. We got company, man. Listen,
I'm
don't
sure
do this,
Lamar
man. We
watches
was
all the
doing
cool
good.
stuff, right?
Rion was wrapping it up basically on a bow with us. Yo, Lamar, man. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Um, like I said, I thank y'all again for having me. Check out the site. I got, like I said, I'm out here working. For the people that can't get these exclusive and red sneakers. Got a few I wanted to show y'all before we head up
Oh, go
out.
ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Throw them up.
you see these are the sea moss colored ones out
Yeah,
Yeah.
came
yeah.
out. They just came out, so they trying to go for like 300 right now. But like I said, come see me.
Thank you.
I'm throwing those out for a little bit cheaper. I got these Union and Jordan 4 collabs. These came out like in LA for like 250, but they going for like 5. I may throw these on a raffle, see if somebody can win these in the raffle as cheap as $30.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah, yeah.
You got him in all size. What size is that?
This is a 13.
13.
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
talk about that offline. That's my size. We'll
I'm
talk about
I'm
that
little
offline.
feet. I'm 9.5.
Yeah, little
I got
fit,
some nines, I got some nine
little
and a
fit,
halves.
little
And then
fit.
I got for the little kids the
Wait.
Yo, what's the Rion? I don't know where Rion going. What's shout out your website, Lamar?
website.
So people know exactly where to go. Your Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use to promote. Shout that out so I can go ahead and
You
wrap it
got
up.
them. You got them.
This dude.
The website. The website, the Facebook, and the Instagram is L Knows Kicks and clothes. If I could see that,
Yeah,
everything with a Z.
yeah.
L
L
knows
knows kicks and claw. All right.
everything with a Z. Yeah, man. I post, mostly basically every day. News updates on what sneakers coming out, what inventory I have, and we moving.
It's a fact. It's a fact. That's a fact.
It's
That's
only
what's
Word.
the first
up.
time.
Word. Yo, it really was a pleasure having you. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure sitting down, kicking it with you fellas, man. Just showing some love. Like I said, we don't know each other directly, but I felt like I respected his movement. I respected what he was doing, and I saw that he was inspired. And I just want to be around some people that are inspired. And I hope that's what you got from sitting down, watching us just kick it and showing ourselves in a different light, showing how sometimes you got to just be able to listen and get some other people's opinions to understand what you're really trying to understand. And as long as you're inspired, then you're understanding what you need to be understanding. No matter no matter wherever you are, whoever you are, no matter what you're doing, just be inspired. Peace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, 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 choose to inspire, not destroy.